Ladies and gentlemen, the unusual artistry of Sid Krofft.
Hi. Wow, am I glad that you tuned in today. Because I'm happy you tuned in today. Because there's two really great things happening today. Actually, there are three. Okay? Number one, rise and shine. Oh, I'm just beside myself every day when I wake up, and I'm sure all of you feel the same way. And guess what? I know you all know this, but today is the first day of spring. Wow. Pack your bags and come visit us out here next week because it's going to be 80 and 90. Great, great beach day. So come on. You can fly, you can get on a plane or
You can fly or get on a plane.
or a bus. Just come on down.
Spread your wings.
Okay.
Come on down.
But also, the big thing today, we've got such a special treat today because we have a legend coming on to join me on my 99th live show. You know, wow. And you're still watching me. And I thank you so much for that. Because 99 shows ago, does that make sense?
Yeah. A go-go.
A go-go. Kelly talked me into doing the first show. And she just told me, I said, how many people watched the first show? and she said, 3. And I asked her that when it was over. And I said, oh, we're not going to do this again. There's no way I'm going to do show 2. And she talked me into that. Guess what? That's a little over a year and a half ago.
Oh, that's almost 2 years ago.
Almost 2 years ago? Well, a year and 3/4.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah. And we have 20,000 followers, or more than 20,000 followers. You know, I got to tell you something. It was an idea that I had on HR Puff and Stuff. On the second show, I said, at the end of the show, have Puff and Stuff say, keep those letters and postcards coming in. And the following week, we got 10,000 letters, and it kept building and building. So the reason I'm telling you that is because followers. I need followers. So tell your friends. I mean, it's like a sickness, you know, for me.
You need to be a booty model. You'll be fine. You'll get lots of followers.
A booty model?
Yes.
Oh, come on. At 92 years old. Give me a break. Let me tell you something. In the 40s, I got to tour the country with my act. I had a puppet act. You all know that. That's how I started, as a puppeteer. And then in the 50s, I went to Europe, and oh my God, I toured so many countries. I felt like I toured all over the world because I was there, you know, for 4 or 5 years and touring. And it was amazing. But the country that left me with a couple of great, great stories is Spain. And let me tell you about Spain. Just a little hint. In Madrid, I worked in a club there for 3 or 4 weeks, and I witnessed something that was sort of history. I saw Frank Sinatra get beat up by a famous bullfighter in the club that I was working in, and there's so much more to that story. But then I went to Barcelona, and I worked in a club there, and Spain was under dictatorship. It was Franco. was the president. And so, what's happening?
Nothing. I'm just checking something.
Okay. Kelly's, my picture went off, and I just wondered if
Couldn't stare at yourself anymore?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to talk to the camera. Okay. Okay. So anyway, I supported my family, so I went to send $300 or $400 back because I exchanged the money, and it was counterfeit money. I didn't know that, and 2 police came with machine guns and took me to jail. Did you ever see that movie? What was it called? Oh my God! It was a great, great movie.
We've all seen it.
No, and it was called The Midnight Express. Oh, if you haven't seen it, see it. And I got to tell you, it was just minutes away that they were going to throw the key away, and I'd still be there if I was still alive. Okay, but the reason I'm telling you those 2 stories, because my guest comes from Spain, and that's why I brought it up, and maybe we'll tell a little more of the story. But I got to tell you something. Like I said at the beginning of the show, my guest is a legend, and I just cannot wait. I am so proud. She is the most explosive entertainer there is out there. And wow, I've really been looking forward to this. Ladies and gentlemen, Charo. So just push a button and you're going to come on. Wow, and you did, Charo.
Hola, shit.
Oh my God. Do you know we haven't seen each other? You know when people say, "Oh, I haven't seen you in years"? Do you know the last time we saw each other, you were on the Donnie Marie show. And do you know how many years ago that was? 48 years ago. Look at you. Oh my God.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Hola, everybody. I'm very happy to be with you, but hardly we can hear you. We are calling Kelly to help us with the better system. We hardly hear you.
You can hardly hear me?
Hola,
wow.
everybody.
Wait a
But
minute.
we cannot hear
Kelly,
you.
Kelly is going to call. Kelly will call and tell you how you can't even hear me.
Far away. I
Really?
hear a little bit when you say, "Can you hear me?" Far away. And we calling Kelly to make sure, because according with here, our assistant also, Steven, he came here especially to help us, but we have a problem with the sound. You look great. How are you?
No, come on. I have a mirror. Thank you so much. I can't wait to give you a hug and see you in person.
I have a lot of things to tell you.
Yeah, but you know what? Evidently you can hear me, okay? You can hear me because you're answering me.
Very, very far away.
Really?
Almost
like I'm in
whispering.
Like I'm in Spain, right? Maybe because I'm far away, right?
No, I'm not too far away. I'm in Beverly Hills. It's just that the sound system, perhaps, I don't think it's us, because I can hear the engineer, but the sound system is not good in our conversation, and it's so important for me to talk to you and tell you everything that's going on. And I love you.
Oh,
I want to be adequate and understand and hear your question.
Oh, Kelly, what is Kelly doing? Are you Kelly?
I am Kelly.
You are Kelly. Kelly is calling someone as we speak.
We calling Kelly.
Okay, but listen to me. Okay, all this week when I announced that you were coming on, I got so many requests from people. They were so excited. They couldn't believe it, you know. And this is the question that they asked.
Hold on. Steve.
Yeah.
Call Sid's.
Steve, call Sid. Okay. If you call me, then Kelly, my phone's going to ring and Kelly's going to talk to Steve. Is it Steve that's going to straighten this out?
What's happening is...
There we go.
Okay, he's calling. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Can you hear me?
But how can we keep it going if I don't really hear you? We can do it in another time. I can't wait to talk to you because I am your biggest fan in the whole world.
No,
you are.
You're my biggest fan.
But we have problems really. Our engineer is
Kelly is
crazy.
talking. Kelly is talking to Steve right now. Okay, but let's continue because you can hear a little bit what I'm saying. The question that everybody asks me is, please have Charo tell us when she came to America and what did she do in Spain before she came here and exploded and became one of our biggest stars. So tell that story.
I hear you so little, but I got the idea that you're talking about when I came to America. When I came to America many years ago, when my coochie was only a kichi. I was so lucky to come to this beautiful, blessed country with my sister, and we were very, very scared because we came from a country called Spain. We were very, very young. We did not speak one word of English, but I was lucky when Johnny Carson invited me to do the Tonight Show. And I was on my lucky day because he liked me so much that he probably helped me. I did not speak English, but I was speaking body language because I always say coochie when I am in trouble. And I became a hit overnight. I'm extremely grateful to him. And then later on, in the late 70s, I met you. And
That's
you are
right.
the best producer ever this country ever have. You and Aaron Spelling are a class act because you fantasize, you make magic with your guests and with your episodes. And I had the time of my life introducing to you a huge hit called Burriquito, Little Donkey.
Yeah.
And I was singing and playing my guitar with your Muppets, with the little Miss Peggy.
Yes,
and it was a huge hit. And I admire you. It's an honor to talk to you. Seriously.
Oh, come on. I mean, I have been looking forward to have you on. Oh, you're listening on your phone? Wow.
I hear you better now. I'm
And
going to another telephone.
Ask Steve to mute at the bottom of your picture on the iPhone in front of you.
Yeah.
Have him just push the little microphone and mute it. And then you can hear him on the phone.
Okay. Can you hear me? No.
Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. Do it the other way.
No.
Push the mute again. I'm going to do it the other way. There we go.
Better?
Okay. Yep, go.
You hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
What's better like that? What's better like this? Okay, let's talk like that.
Let's talk like you're...
Perfect.
Perfect.
Hola,
okay. Okay, I want to... you know what? First of all, when you said coochie, you know, it became a famous catchphrase. Famous. I mean, over the world.
It showed me the way to the bank.
It showed you the way.
To the bank.
That's right.
Every time I say coochie, money.
So you cried all the way to the bank, right? You cried all the way to the bank. Yeah. No, it's just amazing. And what people really, oh, wow, am I going to hear all that? My voice is like echoing. I can
I hear you better now.
But what about everybody out there that's watching the show? What are they hearing?
It's because her phone's on speaker, but she needs to hear you because through the Instagram it's too low on the other side.
It is.
Yeah. So if her phone against her face is not on speaker and
Well,
she
we
holds
can do that
it'll be
again.
fine. We can hear you. You're good.
I'm trying to do my best.
Okay, there we go.
You are very important in my life. You're very important in so many performers, singers, actor, actress that we adore you and we respect you.
Thank you.
But the problem here is not you or me. It's all technical. And the only way that you can hear me perhaps is if I hold in another telephone. My question is if you can hear me. Can you try it now?
Let me ask you something.
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
We can hear you. Yes.
Can you hear me now?
I don't know. Maybe we can do it next Sunday.
No, no, we're good.
Why not?
We're good. Everybody loves, this is real theater. This is real theater. How many times have you appeared somewhere in a big club and there's problems with the sound? And all the critics always write is, we couldn't hear the artist. We couldn't hear the
Listen, good question. One night at the big Venetian hotel in Las Vegas, sold out. The whole electricity went off. Casino went off. They lost a fortune that night because the gambler in the middle of the big game, in the middle of my show. But I keep on going, and I asked to the audience to open their little flashlight. The stage manager brought me a flashlight, and I went down to the audience, and I keep on singing a cappella with a flashlight, and making a fabulous show.
You know
but
why?
It's important that you hear me, and it's important that I hear you because you are the best producer in this country.
Thank you.
And I want the people know who are you. By the way, you look great.
Thank you so much. You know, when you talk about Las Vegas, Charo, when I worked there when there were 5 hotels, you know, and so I know Las Vegas well. Every time an owner of a hotel puts up the name Charo, they know, because that's all they care about. They know you're going to sell out every show and people are going to walk away happy, because I've seen you perform. I've seen you many times, even before we met, because you had a theater in Honolulu, right? Yeah. In what years was that when you performed in that theater in Honolulu?
My first job?
Yeah.
When I was working with a visa, a student permit, so I was scared to death that they catch me because I was a minor. And my first job was with Boris Hackett, Hotel Sahara.
Wow.
In Las Vegas.
Oh my God.
I was very young.
Uh-huh.
And I only had the permit as a student. And I was pretended to be older. And I was walking very cocky, but scared to death, because if you see very near, you know that I was a teenager. And when you perform in places where they serve alcohol or gambling, they don't allow minor young people. But I was so lucky because Hotel Sahara knew it, but they protect me. And Boris Hackett, the comedian Boris Hackett, knew it too. And they were kind to me. And people love it. And always my guitar saved my ass because I did not speak English. I just dance a little bit and sing. But when I play guitar, I gain a lot of respect. And that was my first job. They paid me very well. And I figured it out. Viva Las Vegas. I'm going to be here pretending older until I reached 21, and then I came home Las Vegas because Las Vegas in 1979, 1978, that was much better than now. People dress very elegant.
With a
The
tie.
ladies wear beautiful hairdo, costume, jewelry. It was a big night. They don't allow if you come without a man with a jacket. The girl can be coming with big low cut and show their maracas, but the men had to wear jacket. So it was a magic. It was a fantasy. And I love it. And then I grew up there. I stayed at the Sahara for 10 years, back and forth, working with Barry Hackey, Johnny Carson, incredible, Jerry Lewis.
I know.
You name it. Dean Martin, Shirley MacLaine. We all was partnership. And the bottom line is that I know Las Vegas better than my kitchen. And it changed a lot. It's evolving. Now it's corporation. And it's not like in the 70s, 970, 980, 1981, that it was most of the time for high roller, big gambler, big gambler.
That's right. Yeah.
Now it is for everybody. It's okay. It's beautiful. And I'm very excited because they open Las Vegas again. So,
and you know what? We always have to move with the times. You know, I mean, things change. It's, you know, technology came in. It's like whiplash. You know, it's a whole different world that we live in. But you know what I love about you? You went with the times. You know, you just didn't stop, you know, and not continue that incredible path. And I got to tell you something, because I've seen you play with symphony orchestras, with huge orchestras all over the world. And I don't know if all of you know that side of Charo. She is the most brilliant musician that there is on the planet. And she is like the guest star of a big symphony orchestra. And oh my God, that's what blows people away. You know, Coochie Coochie, that's great, because she's also a comedian, and she's also, people just love you so much. And when I said earlier, maybe you didn't understand.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I want to hear about you. Enough about me. Everybody loves you. You change television. You created magic, bring it into their home. Tell me about you.
Yeah, but I did all that with my brother, too. We have to give him some credit, you know, a lot of credit, because I'm the creative end and he does the business, you know, and he's creative too. So, but I got to tell you something. Yes, I am one of the luckiest people on this planet, because I was blessed, just like you, to entertain people, and they accepted what I gave them. And, you know, when we did our first television show, which was HR Puffin Stuff, I was scared to death, because if that was not a success, I wouldn't be here, because success is what takes you further. Once you have something that is not successful, it's really hard to open up those doors again. You know, I've seen you in casinos. I saw you, I think it was New Jersey, in the Indian casino. Yeah, because I know you play the Indian casinos, and they're so elaborate. They're beautiful casinos run by incredible people, you know. And wow, I saw you before I knew you, before you came on the Danya Marie show. You just took everybody by storm, because it was so different. But there's something so warm about you when you're on stage. People can relate to you, you know, and maybe they don't understand every word you say, which, you know, they need an interpreter. But now, wow, I understand every word you say. When you were on the Donnie Marie show, we posted it yesterday, where you did the scene. What was it?
The mermaid.
The mermaid. The mermaid. Remember that?
You remember Rio, fly down to Rio. You remember that?
Yeah.
And the
You
mermaid.
know,
I had to tell you, I had been working with a lot of fabulous producers, but you and
oh,
Aaron
thank you.
Spelling are a gift to Hollywood. You have tremendous
Thank you.
power to understand your star, your actress, your performer, and you pick up the best of them and enhance it. You are actually Hollywood supposed to put your name right there in the mountain.
No, they got it in the street. We're in the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, we're in the, and we got a Lifetime Achievement Emmy, a Lifetime Achievement. They don't give that many out. So no, I'm so proud of all those things. But I got to tell everybody something really great. After we met, we really bonded immediately, you know, doing the Donnie Marie show. That's the first time we met. And I invited Charo to my house for dinner. And, you know, a lady gets a little, they have questions about that when a man invites, you know, a beautiful lady to his house for dinner. So Charo brought her sister. Right? And we had dinner, and the next day, Charo sent me a whole case of champagne. Do you remember this?
Claro.
A whole case. Listen
I
to
remember
this.
perfectly because I admire you.
Yeah,
I
but
love your show. I think seriously that although we are evolving, you are immortal because the way that you are immortal. We want to know more about you. I'm sorry to tell you that you had to tell me so everybody can hear who are you, your career, how you start, your story. Did you fool around with Mae West?
yeah,
You could Mae West?
yeah. Oh, yeah, Mae West.
Tell us,
I mean, you know what's
enough about
great?
me.
You know what's great? I'm glad you brought that up. But I'm going to answer that in a minute. But the champagne that you sent me, let's go back to that for just a minute, just a second. I don't drink. Wait. Listen, Charo, I don't drink. And so I had a champagne party. I did call Charo. She was out of town. She couldn't come. So guess who replaced you? Liberace. Liberace came to my house with a whole case of champagne. We all got, it's the first time I got pissed drunk. So Charo, you made me an alcoholic. You know, did you know that? Okay. So anyway, let's go back to your question. You know, I've been on for 99 shows, and I have told the reason I really went on, Charo, I wanted to share my stories, my life with everybody, because maybe out there you can use something on how I got there. When I do lectures, and I know you have done them too in universities, you know, they don't want to hear about all the wonderful things that you've done and if how much money you have. They want to know how the hell you got there. How did you get there? They're kids. They're going to school to learn to be an actor or a director or, you know, a producer or whatever in the theater art departments. And so I had them always take the podium away. I sat on the edge of the stage for 2 hours, maybe sometimes longer, and just told them my story. You know, that's our story. Your story is amazing. It's just amazing. People want to hear. That's what they asked me before you came on today. They wanted to hear, and you told them how you got to this country and how Johnny Carson, just being on Johnny Carson, just made your whole career go through the roof because you're not a character. You're not a character. You know, Mae West, you brought up Mae West. She wasn't a character. That's
Okay.
exactly what you got. When you talked to her, that was her. And the same thing with I'm not comparing you, but the same thing with you, Charo. You're not a character. This is what you see, and this is really
Okay,
the
let's make a deal. You
yeah.
got to write a book.
Oh right. I'm well.
If you read the book, I tell you the story of my life. But people want to know who is Sid Krofft. You had to write
I'm,
a book.
oh,
It's a must.
I'm working on. I'm working on a lot of
You
things.
promise?
Yeah. Before I leave the planet, you know, I still have my creative mind. I'm so grateful. Like I said at the beginning of the show, maybe you didn't hear it. Just to rise and shine every day is the biggest gift that we can have. It's the first day of spring. And oh, and I got Charo on the first day of spring. I do know how many people all over the world are watching us right now because they love you. When I announced that you were coming on, and I've been working on it for a long time. You were at the top of my list. I didn't have your phone number. I asked quite a few people in town, you know, do you know Charo? I got to get a hold of her because, you know, you are real theater. That's what you are. And that's
Gracias.
why in Las Vegas, I'm not
Gracias.
talking about the 50s or the 60s or you play there right now at the Venetian, sold out, always sold out. It's like television.
But we are the
Television,
same. Sid,
yeah,
you have ants in your pants. You got to
ants
do
in my
things.
pants.
Ants, A-N-T-S,
Yeah.
ants in Y-O-U-R, pants, ants in your pants. You gotta move. You gotta do things. You are immortal. I have also ants in my pants. I gotta do all 3 days something different. We like each other because we are the same, but I got to read your book.
No, you have to come and
Sid
visit me.
Krofft,
You got to come
life
and
story.
visit me because you did come to my house. I still live in the same house, same house. 50 years I've lived here. And please, you can bring your sister because,
And my
because
guitar,
I'm 92 years old. I'm not going to do anything wrong. I can't wait to give you a hug, you know,
I
because
play guitar for you.
yeah, no,
Let's make a deal.
we're
I
making a
teach you my
deal.
guitar. I go to your house. My sister cook a paella for you. I
Okay.
play the guitar. We make a video for everybody, and you write a book. You realize the story of your life. Tell it to everybody how you start. How you are. You start with the vaudeville. You are the real vaudeville. People doesn't know that.
But
Tell us,
Charo,
please.
but let me stop you for a minute. Did you write a book yet?
No, I'm waiting for you.
Why?
Write a book.
No, you need to write a book. Come on. I
I got
mean,
nothing to say.
yeah.
I am a cucaracha with an attitude.
La cucaracha. You know, I got to tell you, I went every second Tuesday. I went to Mexico City because we built El Mundo de Sid and Marty Krofft for children, a shopping mall for children. And it was like, and I didn't speak Spanish, and of course, it's the same language with a different accent, right? Then, I mean, Spain, Mexico, they speak the same words, and so the only words I knew was la cucaracha. That was it, la cucaracha, and I could order um, an orange juice. I even forget how to say that because when I was in Spain, you know, oh wow, what a beautiful country, but it was dictatorship, you know. It was you were very no, you weren't even born yet in the 50s.
Have you been in Murcia, Spain? Murcia, the south of Spain near Valencia?
Of course.
Okay, I was born in Murcia.
Yeah.
Do you see my tongue? Murcia is Castellano.
Uh-huh.
In Spain, although we speak Spanish, we are speaking Castilian, Castellano.
Right.
And we stick the tongue out when we talk. So if you go to Spain, you have to have an umbrella because they're going to give you a shower. Because everybody speaks like this. Hello, how are you?
What about
Well,
Barcelona? Barcelona. Barcelona. Because
Barcelona.
Barcelona, because the king, didn't he?
Exactly. He was a king in Spain that he was born with a short tongue.
Yeah.
According to his
He
wife.
had a lisp, right? And so he called it Barcelona.
He was born with a short tongue, so he speaks like this. Barcelona, Sevilla, Andalusia. And he makes everybody talk like him. And that's why we speak with the Castilian pronunciation, which is very funny pronunciation. Latinos, South America, sound very sensual because they talk like that. Ah, qué belleza, qué felicidad. We speak like that. Qué felicidad, qué preciosidad. We speak the tongue out. Did you hear Penélope Cruz, Antonio Banderas? They talk. They sound so funny. I speak better because I'm in America, and I little by little trying to talk less Castilian. But when I forget, I will talk like that. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Cómo estás?
I gotta tell you, we were talking about the king. Let me
the
tell
king.
you.
Yeah, the king. I think he was called Don Fernando el Católico.
Yeah.
And he was born with a short tongue.
Right. Okay, his son lived in Barcelona when I was there. Barcelona. His son, it's his son that got me out of jail. The king's son got me out of jail for my counterfeit money because he was introduced to me in Madrid by Ava Gardner that was married to Frank Sinatra, and she used to come in every night into the club where I was working in Madrid. It was called Orex, and she came in every night with a bullfighter. And after my show, I was the only act. It was a beautiful nightclub that had violins and caviar and champagne, roaming violins, but they only had one act in the show. Okay, so I used to sit at her table, and she introduced me one night. There was this man with them, another person that I'd never seen before, and she said, "This is Count." Everybody has a title, right, in Spain, a title, and she introduced him as a count, and I said, "I just booked Barcelona today, a club in Barcelona," and he said to me, "Oh, take my card because I live there. You must call me and I will show you the beautiful city," right? And so I put it in my pocket, in my jacket, you know, and I really forgot about it. But he also told me when I go to Barcelona, the club that I'm going to work in is a whorehouse. I said, a whorehouse? He said, yeah, because that's the only way you can be legal. You have to be in the show, right? In those days, yeah. And so the girls that didn't have much talent, they used to have a line of girls, you know, and and it was just men that came to the club with all the whores, you know. The guys wanted to get lucky, right? Can you imagine a puppet act in front of the whores and the guys? They hated my act. They hated, and they wanted to fire me. And I needed the money, you know, and I called my agents in London and I said, they're firing me because you get paid by the day, not by the week. Pour jour, you know. And so uh, my agent called the owner of the club and said, no, if you fire him, we'll never book another act in your club. And so I made friends with the owner, but they hated my act. And I bought some money from him, my pesetas. I needed American dollars to send home, right? And he gave me all counterfeit money. And I went to jail. I went to send it home at a diners club or something like that, you know, and they came with machine guns. But when they only allowed me one phone call in jail, right? And I didn't know anybody in Spain. I had an assistant. He couldn't do anything, you know. He didn't even know I was in jail. So I was looking in my pockets and my wallet, and I found the Count's card in my jacket. I was wearing the same jacket. And I called, and a servant got on the phone and didn't understand because I didn't speak Spanish. And I kept repeating his name as slow as I could. And he picked up the phone. He was home. And he came and got me out of jail immediately. I didn't know he was the son of the king. Banderas, Antonio Banderas, came to my house for dinner one night with Annette Bening. And I told him that story, and he said, I know that story. That's the king. I know who that was. That was the son of the king got me out of jail. Isn't that crazy? So you wanted to hear my stories for my book?
Please.
That's one of them. That's one of them.
You had incredible, no, but what people doesn't know is that you make everything by yourself, no help. You start very, very young, a child.
Yeah, so did you. So did you.
That's why we have a lot in common. But you are a survivor, but you never forget who are you. You never get spoiled. You treat people with kindness and respect.
Thank you
as
so
I said
much.
before, you get to know them before you put your brain into make a show for them and enhance their talent instead of the minor. What you did with Donnie and Marie, I am a country girl and I'm the rock and roll.
Little bit of rock.
This is brilliant, what you did.
Mm-hmm.
What you did with everything that you work into, you study the best of your star.
Charo, you know why? You know why? Because I was in vaudeville. I was in burlesque.
I know.
In the 40s. I was in the circus. I was in a big Broadway show, but it was all on ice. I was in, you know, and that's where it all came from. Come on, it's our background. It's our experiences that we've had in our lives, you know.
Exactly.
And we
the
use,
real thing.
yeah.
The real
You know,
thing.
how did you learn to play guitar? How did that happen?
Are you talking about me? How I play the guitar?
Yeah.
Okay. I was born, as I told you, Murcia is a beautiful city near Valencia, very close.
Right.
And my grandparents owned a farm, big time farm, a lot of acres, hundreds of acres, and they cultivated food. I'm a farmer. Potatoes, tomato, radish, parsley, celery, sweet potato, everything that now doctors are telling us that we need to eat this kind of vegetable is what they were raising up and selling them, and from there they make a living. So I was born in their home that it was not a home. It was an abandoned fortaleza, fort from the Moorish. In Spain, 750 or 800 years ago, Spain was dominated, invaded by Moorish. People from Los Moros, from Africa. Very clever people. They give us the music, the guitar. They give us culture. They built up the first university in Salamanca, Spain. They give us the culture. They teach Spanish people how to conduct water from one part of one city to the next. If you have been in Granada, South Spain, if you have been in Cordoba, you're going to see still the building they did it to carry water from one city to another. They were genius. There is a place called La Mezquita de Córdoba. You got to see it. It is about 500 years old, and you became speechless of their culture. Their architects from all over the world go daily to learn how they was able to build. We're very grateful to the Moorish. So when they lost Spain, leave because they lost the battle against a hero, like we call it El Cid Campeador, the Cid, S-I-D. They lost the battle in Valencia. They left their building and they left their money, gold, everywhere. And year later, 100 years later, people start finding their thing. A lot of gold had been found in Spain, where I was born. The name of the city, Murcia, M-U-R-C-I-A, came from the chief, El Khalifa, the Murcia, the Khalifa. So they left a fort, an abandoned castle. Yet, about 200 or 300 years ago, my ancestor moved in.
Wow.
And that they make it a little more habitable. But I can tell you countless stories of what we find there, my ancestor, because it was the palace and the fort where they stay and fight with the Spanish. So we got no light, we got no water, we got no toilet. We gotta go out at night. No toilet. They give us little container so you make pee-pee at night. No shower. That's how we grow. My sister and me, my cousin, generation after generation. They have, my grandparents, the farm, so much land that in the summer, they allow gypsy to camp in there for 3 months, June, July, and August. Gitano, gypsy. Music all the time. Mi abuela, my grandma, was clever woman, and she make a deal with them. You stay in the farm, you eat whatever nature give you, don't steal the chicken, just eat the eggs, because they got chicken wild everywhere, and you can be here for the whole summer. They arrive in a caravan 3 months every year, June, July, and August. I love them. My sister loved them. We became friends of the little gypsy, the Gitanos. And I learned from them, the life is different. Like we see life, we got to work, we got to be worried, we have so many problems. They believe in nation. They believe that God will give them every day what they need to survive. They sing at night to sunset. They make bonfires, and around the bonfire, little kids and gypsy, wow, they play guitar, they sing and dance. And I was crazy about that music. And I went like a possession, obsession. And I look like a gypsy, except no hair. I look very gitana. No shoes, ole, ole, ole. My sister too, my cousin, they like me. They know that I was obsessed with their voice, sing, dance, and play guitar. So when I was 7 years old, on one of the trips that they go on caravan, before the winter start, to another part of Spain where there was no gold, they give me the guitar.
Oh,
I
and
still
that's
have it.
wow.
I still have it. It's a lot of breaker because living in Kauai in 1991, it was a hurricane called Iniki and destroyed the roof and damaged the guitar, which I cry a lot, but they were fixing it. So I still have it. And they teach me flamenco. Flamenco is the name of very Arabic, popular Spanish music. All the root of flamenco come from the Moorish.
Of course.
And the Moorish play a small instrument called the laúd, L-A-U-D, laúd. We copied them years later, hundreds of years later, and we created the guitar. The paella comes from their food, the Cusco, the rice with the people they eat it with the mouth, with the hand. We are copying them and we created paella. Guitar comes from them, flamenco comes from them. Gypsy teach me flamenco. So my first beginning with the guitar was flamenco. The guitar, flamenco in dancing, flamenco in singing.
And that's authentic.
I upgraded my education by moving to Madrid at the age almost 9.5 with my parents, my mother, and study with a great teacher, the biggest maestro in the world, Andres Segovia. And he allowed me to go there, no money. They don't charge money. He was very kind. He teach me more upgraded music, but my roots and my foundation are from the gypsy in Murcia when I was 7 years old.
Wow.
Charo, this is exactly what everybody wanted to hear today. They wanted to hear your story. Here I thought you came from royalty. I thought, you were a princess. I always thought you were a princess, and came from royalty. Your mother was the queen, and your father was the king. See, but now we know the real story.
See, I was a princess until I was maybe 8. Then I came homeless because a new government took over. That's why I became very strong. You got to know
that's right.
That we were rich because of the land of my grandparents, but they make it what we call an expropriation. And an investor came in and said, I want to make it a freeway. I want to make a big building. I want to get rid of these people. And he gave very little money to my grandparents, and they get rid of everybody, of the neighbor, the family, and then we became homeless. So at the age 9, 8.5, 9, we was homeless. That's why I know and respect how it to be rich and overnight nothing, and then get strong pick up your lips and say we gotta work, and we work to become again available to survive and have houses. We was in a trauma. We left that property crying in a you know, like in the caravana, we call it un carro with mules. With my mother put whatever she can put. We was crying, and my mother said, "Don't go back. The future is in the front. Don't go back. Don't cry.
That's right.
Look front. Look ahead. The world is waiting for you, girl. Don't cry." And that's why we left to our uncle places and study, work, and sit. I was so hurt that I never came back until maybe 10 or 15 years later.
I got to tell you something. I'm listening to your stories, and I hate to say this, but I got to tell you something. You need to write a book. Forget me. I mean, that story is so incredible. You know, that is, oh, I can't, I don't even have words to express just listening to what your background, that's what, and I don't think anybody's ever heard this before, right?
No,
Oh my
I
God. Why?
I still having a trauma. I'm going to tell you that my sister and me, when you born very, very poor, you don't know the difference to be rich. But when you born,
That's my life. That I came from a very, very poor family.
okay,
No show
then you
business.
don't know the
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
But when you born without going to the best school, a lot of love, no money, but land,
Right.
security, and you lost everything at an early age. I think that I developed seriously what they say in America, post-traumatic stress disorder.
I gotta tell.
Yes, true. We buy houses because we don't know when we're going to be homeless again. We keep on working. As I told you, like you,
Yeah.
I have ants in my pants. I gotta make it. I gotta do it. I gotta keep on working. It's something that no psychiatry can cure me. We had it, post-traumatic stress disorders.
Hey, Charo.
But we survived.
That's right. You know what? I wish I could just jump through the screen and give you the biggest hug in the world. God, I love you so much. Everybody out there just loves you. You know, I couldn't believe when I announced you were coming on. I heard from people from all over the world, you know, just couldn't wait to experience today with. Look at all the hearts below us. Are you looking below? Everybody's sending all these hearts and love to you. Oh my God. Charo, you know, we've been on for a whole hour, and
I'm grateful to you.
No, listen.
To invite me. I apologize because we had some problem at the beginning. I hear you perfectly right now. I also apologize with my accent because I try my best. But the Castilian must be the Castilian.
They love your
I think I'm an accent.
No, come on.
I love you.
I love you so much.
I respect you.
And you know what, Charo? As soon as this is over, I'm going to call you, and please pick up your phone because I don't know how to thank you so much for coming on today. You are awesome. And maybe we got so much to tell. Maybe you'll come back, won't you?
You write a book. Write a book.
And you'll come back.
Play guitar, and we continue.
No way.
Everybody our life story.
Perfect.
Oh my God.
It's done.
It is done. You're going to do a concert. Do you know everybody out there? Do you know that would cost a lot of money to go and see Charo? Hey, Charo, where are you? No, before we go off, where are you appearing next? We have to tell everybody.
Okay. my next, I just came now, a few days ago, from a beautiful Indian casino called the Mohegan Sun. It's the most beautiful.
I know it.
You know it.
Yeah.
Okay, big concert. We did. Thank God was packed, sold out. Thank you, God. Because with the epidemic, I had been 2 years not working in performance, personal appearance, because everything was closed. So that was my first time since that I put my foot on the stage. I was not nervous, but concerned to see, my God, are they coming? Are they going to remember me? What am I going to do? But when the curtain opened, you know, and you see thousands of people applauding, no more scared. It
No.
felt like a good spirit coming to you. And then I became again powerful. It takes a second. Before the curtain opened, it's what about it? What about it? But when the curtain opens it, and people
I know.
start, oh,
I'm a
bravo,
performer.
bravo.
I know.
I was on top of the world. And again, I practiced so much guitar during the 2 years that I cannot walk, that I was better than ever. I tried to do my best, and the casino was packed, and they invite me back, thank God, because I love to work, personal appearance. And then my next, right now, I am dealing with, start with YouTube, because I have so many requests for young people want to know my technique. Sit. I don't use the pick. When I play guitar, I was not allowed by my teacher, Andres Segovia, or the gypsy, never touch a pig. They didn't even know what a pig was. Every finger
Is with your finger.
has their job to do. And that's what I want to study with the kids, telling to them, hey, listen to my hand. The left is that position, the right, you have 5 fingers, and you have 6 strings. You can play anything you want without the pick.
Pick.
And
Yeah.
the young people follow me because I still don't grow it. I promise to you, next time I talk to you, I'm going to be growing up. I have to do more growing up. I think very, 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 I always think about tomorrow. I am evolving. Every day I am evolving.
That's great.
And I have a lot of young people following me because they think I'm crazy. I think they're right.
No.
All the best people are crazy.
They are right, shit. But
And you know what
I
I
love
keep,
people.
you know what's
And I
great
love
about you, because I keep telling everybody, I have on many of my shows, my whole career, I've gone left because everybody goes right, right? Everybody takes the right path, go left. And that's what you've done your whole career.
Thank you.
You've gone left, you know, and you're so unique and you're so loved. And thank you so, so much for coming on, Charo. I can't wait to see you in person. We're going to have the best talk about life.
I am, yeah, thank you. I'm accepting a lot of offer again. And now spring, open concert in the summer, big time. And definitely I am very trained because, as I told you, I am all the time, I run 2 miles every
Me
morning.
too. Me
I
too.
run.
I still do. Yeah.
Hey, if I will be your neighbor, we will be running. Then I
Okay.
do a lot of exercise. Look at this one for the maracas. Mirror on the wall. Make my maracas 44.
Look at you.
I
mean,
love you.
Now everybody's going to want to know your secret. They used to ask me my secret, but it's too late now. But look at you. Oh, God, I love you so much. I'm going to talk to you in a few minutes. And thank you so much for coming on. You know, next week is my 100th show.
It's my honor. God bless
And
you.
I'm having a salute to puppetry. And the week after, I'm having Weird Al on. Wow, can you believe it? Yeah. You know, so thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I hope you had a great time because I sure as hell did. And thank you, Charo. Thank you. I love everybody out there. And I'll see you next week. To be continued.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Steve.
And thank
Hasta
you,
la
Steve.
vista, cuchi, cuchi.
Coochie, coochie.
Keep on moving,
Thank
keep on
you.
dancing. Viva la vida. Bye.